everybody. Welcome back to Lefty Perspective. I'm Miriam Davis.
And I am Maud Page.
And we're back for some more fun topics.
Fun topic.
So, what we got today?
I'm going to talk about something that a lot of people are discussing lately, especially since we're in this pandemic and people are working remotely. Hourly versus working.
Oh, working salary versus hourly. Okay.
Yeah. What are the pros and cons? Is it worth it? Do you find any advantages to it? Speaking from someone who's done both and being someone who has years under their belt in the job market.
Right.
Personally, I don't like it. And I'll tell you why. Especially if you work for an employer who will basically take advantage of your work, meaning that they will make you work more than your 40 or 80 hours, that you won't get paid for that time, your talent, your energy, your efforts. The expectation is that you get more yourself and you don't reap any benefit from it. And yes, it may seem like you're being advantageous expecting money to work, but then when you weigh the amount that you're getting paid on an hourly basis, if you break down your salary on an hourly basis and compare it to an hourly basis, it's really not much different. I just find that oftentimes your employer tends to make you work longer than you should and expect, your job.
You find that, and you do find that, and that seems to be, I call it the cry of a lot of people, not just, one particular company. But it's just funny that even shows up sometimes in the business magazines, things that you're saying. So, and then hourly, sometimes, mostly people, years ago, I used to always think hourly as like, and no offense, like a part-time job, because when I was, younger and, you work part-time jobs as a teenager or whatever, but, as you get older, you mature and you see that hourly is just what it is, hourly, no matter how old you are.
Right. And I guess because, I've been in management positions before where the expectation is that you do get so much. But you also have to consider your other.
What your phone's going in and out.
We're living in a time where they're saying that you have to have a work-life balance. Well, it's kind of hard to do that.
Yes, they do. They do say that. Yeah.
It expects you to give 75% to your job and 25% to your life. And that's why I vowed to never work salaried again. I was doing salary when C was little, and I didn't want to do it anymore because it was taking too much of my ability.
Yeah, that's what they say that. A lot of people feel that way too.
And I guess I'm at a season in my life where all have good money. A lot of people take. If that's what your thing is, you go for it.
Yeah.
Given the climate of things, I'm gonna give you a straight 8. That's it.
Yeah.
I'm not going to develop hypertension, high cholesterol, all kinds of health
headaches and
life is too short.
And then sometimes, not to cut you off, sometimes it even adds to your health that you incur from just life, like diabetes, things like that. And then you find that it gets aggravated by other things, stress with diabetes, whether it doesn't sound like it would, affect each other, but it does. You can, it enhances it, just like we said for COVID, how a lot of the ailments that you already have can be enhanced with COVID. So So yeah, and then you do find that some people they love salary, some people do love hourly. That the typical world we live in is, some people say, I don't have a problem working salary. I don't mind that. I'm aware of the extra hours and all of that, but I can adapt to it. As well as some people like, I like pinpointing when it's hourly, I can better detail what I'm working. And then if it's overtime, you know what I mean? So.
If that's your thing, by all means, make it. But at the end of the day, it's not for everybody.
Right.
I do know that a lot of people are working remotely, and I think because a lot of people expectation is that because you are home, a lot of employees, you've got all this excessive time that you can put in this excessive work, and I'm gonna put in excessive work if you're gonna give me some.
You say show me the money, huh?
Exactly. If my blood pressure is gonna go up a little bit, you gonna add something to that premium that I'm about to pay, or that doctor bill I'm gonna have to pay because of the stress.
Because health insurance is not cheap. That's for sure. So for what we pay.
And I think because we were raised in a generation where we saw our parents and our grandparents, those are the kind of things that were looked upon as, that was considered a good thing. Oh, you have a job.
Yes.
Period. That's what the goal is, to have a gainfully employed, legitimately employed, making your own way, paying your own bills, not taking from anybody.
Yes.
That's I don't care if you make it hourly. If you want to make it salary, that's fine. And make it so that you can live your life, but don't let it
Yes. Because you want to retire. You want to be able to enjoy your retirement. And it's unfortunate some people don't get that opportunity to do that. And and times have changed so much with everything going on that that's things that I look for. I hope to not incur any health issues, or like I come from a family that has diabetes and hard workers, believed in working, and thank God none of them passed away during the course of their employment. But it's just things now that life is just seem like it's changed dramatically. A lot of people are hoping that they can actually retire and enjoy the rest of their life without falling out at work.
Health related ailments cropping up in people, and it's just really I make the time for that work-life balance, contrary to what a lot of these employers say. They really don't care.
Right. Right.
But
if I could bring Twix to work, that would be perfect. But I know that will not work because they say dogs tend to be what is it, a stress reliever. But he's not trained, so that'll be one time I'll be like, I'll be back. I gotta drop him off. This ain't gonna be no stress reliever. I'm gonna get aerobics in and a lot of screaming. So, but yeah. So.
So that's just something that's just kind of been on my mind all week, and I'm like, is it worth it? And looking back over I'm like, no.
Yeah.
not at this point in my life. It's not.
Okay. Well, we have another topic that we did talk about before, and it's growing even more due to the fact that November 3rd is coming, and that was your other topic that you wanted to talk about was the what? Early voting.
Early voting.
And everybody's doing it. I'm hearing it.
And in fact, voting. A Facebook friend of mine, a high school friend, a college friend, she lives in Atlanta, and she voted yesterday, Friday. I get Monday earlier in the week. Waited in line 6 hours.
Wow.
Yes, and a lot of people this election is extreme.
Yeah, it is.
I'm like, by any means necessary, you need to get out there.
Yeah.
early voting started here, and we're still in the area, so we're gonna go vote, hopefully. But if not, I'm gonna go one day after I get up. I'm gonna find a way. Let's put it like that.
So is your voting where you vote? Is it at a school or is it at, where do they usually have them at? At a school or at a city hall or something? I'm trying to think really hard because sometimes it's at a church. So is yours at a school?
Depending on where you live, it could be at a church, it could be at the library, like where we used to live. You could early vote at the library, but if you missed early voting, it was a for that.
Really?
And out where we live now, on our voter registration card, regularly we would go to the church to vote. It's called Baptist Church of Christ. But now we can go to TLP Library. So we're going to tomorrow morning. I said we need to get those chairs. Those chairs you take to the park that fit those bags.
Yes.
It's like, look, people stand in line for the thing they want. This is something you need to stand in line for the thing you need, and we need.
Yes.
Program was joking. Like, I was attending a PWI primary college, but if you went to the HBCU, standing in long lines, we got an honorary degree in it.
Yeah.
And financial aid, all about the
long Yes. Oh my gosh, yes.
That early voting is encouraging. I just hope it stays up, and even more so on November 3rd. I hope people don't get discouraged and get their anxiety to the point it's like, it's not worth it. It's worth it.
Yes. And I reminded my daughter that, because she didn't get a ballot, mail-in ballot. So she said, well, Mom, I'll just go in and vote. It's not a problem. And I like to hear that from our younger millennials, because usually they kind of slow drag. Some millennials do, at least mine does. But they're getting more involved in this whole presidential election, which is very interesting to me because you don't have to twist their arm. They're, they have their own mind and thoughts about things that they want to see happening in their era, as they call it. That's why they call them millennials. But so to see a group of young men and young women, I would love to take a picture of that for 2020 because it's greatly, like you said, it's greatly needed. And when you don't have to twist their arm, it makes it even better.
And it's a stark contrast because 4 years ago, I was talking to some younger people who didn't vote. I'm not gonna count it, and they were like in their. I'm thinking, not to be this, but you see what your vote did. Your lack of passion for voting.
Boy, did it.
We got Beelzebub in office because enough people didn't cast their vote. So, there is power in those votes. So.
And I heard someone had told me that they came across someone who said that, it was a younger person, made a comment to their friend, they're not going to vote because it's not going to change anything anyway. And they said that they said, I don't mean to get into your conversation, but you just never know what your vote could do. Your vote could be the vote that pushes it in the right direction. You just have to take that chance and do it. And you can't talk about it if you're not going to vote. You can complain, but if you did not put your contribution of voting in the box with everybody else, it doesn't do you any good. We need it. Regardless if you think it's not going to work or if you don't think the person's going to win, you just have to keep hope and just do it. Just do it.
One thing that really drives me is I recall my mother telling me the story of family members that she had in Texas that were terrorized for the right to vote. And you just think back on that, and it's like, this is a right that our foreman fought so.
Yes,
it is.
It is.
So lightly. And you have countries right now that have just gotten the right women in countries around the world who just got the right the last 5 to 10 years, and we are just so, lackadaisical about it. And it's just really, don't take it for granted,
Right.
because it's a right that people all barely have.
Right.
So it's as they say, it's a rich situation.
Yes. Yes. So, well, everyone, you already know. Just vote. Just vote. Just vote. Just keep voting.
Real quick, over here, I had met my mother, and I just want to have a quick little about what I call seasoned saints.
Yes, I was interested in that. Oh my God. And I cracked up because you are right though. I think of Mama Page. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Well, what made me think about seasoned saints? And seasoned saints, and I'm gonna be real quick here because not to expand a lot of time, is that was a group luncheon that the ladies at Mama's church used to have the ladies at the church, senior citizens. And I was just thinking about how fortunate we as a world were to see these elders, this older generation. And that's why I think about the older deacons and trustees, mothers and the nurses in the church, and even if not in the church.
You know what it makes me think of? My grandmother. Oh my gosh. She went to church faithfully every Sunday, but she had a hat for every Sunday, no lie. And as a kid, I vividly remember I miss her so. But
Yeah.
she was one of many sharp women in the church. That lipstick was beaming, that hat was tilted, them nails was done, and then she, the grandma nurse, she used to hand us peppermints too. Everybody's grandma handed them peppermints in church. But she was a nurse. She did it. I actually miss those days because I vividly remember, that's when discipline was discipline. You don't talk in church, and no getting up, no playing, none of that,
And that think about seniors and the elders, because I feel like that generation has so much that our generation and generations beneath from and learn from. Because I believe that the young ones learn all this world. But if there could be somewhere, there could be a connection between them and older,
yeah,
it could work because they could learn so much.
yeah,
But there's
yes,
much bravado that the younger generation has, and at the same time, the older generation have bravado too, because it's kind of like, you can't tell me that I know I've been here.
right.
Hey, because the younger generation has new ideas, new vision, have experience and knowledge, and
Right.
I think generations could come to respect views. Things could turn around. I hate to do this, I hate to say this, but I feel like we're kind of lost in the soul.
Right,
Our views are so discombobulated. It's just crazy.
right.
It's crazy. But the seasoned saints, I love being around them, listening to them tell stories.
I think I want to get a T-shirt to say that.
Seasoned saints. Well, we ain't quite there yet. We got.
Well, maybe I could throw it on my mom. She'd be like, "What is this?" Just go with it, Mom. But even seriously though, that would be a good T-shirt for our older moms and and dads, grandpas, moms, aunties. That's a good T-shirt for them. That would be an excellent T-shirt for them.
Yep. But yeah, they just been on my heart. It's like, man, we need some old, as they said, we need some old time religion, some old
Them
time.
hymnals. Hallelujah. Ooh, I remember them hymnals. Open up that book. My grandma used to turn the page for us, and we would just be standing there like
40 hours.
yes. And she would, always grab our cheeks to make us sing, push our cheeks up, sing. We used to be like,
Okay, Grandma.
But yes, yes.
Grandma, time is winding up now.
Yeah. Time is
But
winding up.
I need to talk about just these little things that, like Arsenio say, just little things that cross your mind.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Well, this concludes this day and time of Lefty Perspective. Enjoy talking to you all. As always, my
Yes,
co-host.
Morning.
So,
Instagram.
and don't forget to hit that Lefty Perspective on Instagram too. Please and thanks.
Thank you.
We'll see you guys again next time. Be safe and vote. Bye.
Bye.
Strong.